What's up, everybody? Just a real quick video. So one of the atheist complaints about Jesus Christ, they say that he's a good person, but stuff like the resurrection was a mythologizing of the man and that he wasn't God. Okay, you know what? I realize as a Christian we're asking people to believe what appears to be the impossible. I get that. I understand that. As a former atheist, I actually do get where these guys are coming from. But I thought we'd take a look at the earliest New Testament Gospel of Christ. I'm not talking about Mark, Matthew, Luke, or even John, which is the last of the four. Mark was written sometime between AD 40 and AD 70, depending on if you're looking at Christian sources or secular sources. And then since Matthew and Luke are based off of material from Mark, they automatically have to be even later than Matthew, well, later than Mark. Now, whether you look at the early date or the later date depends on whether you believe that Jesus Christ predicted the fall of the temple in Jerusalem, or if you feel like that was put in afterwards to validate it. So we're not going to look at this. We're not even going to look at those dates. We're going to look at something else. We're going to look at 1 Corinthians chapter 15, where it says, "For what I received I passed on to you as of first importance, that Christ died for our sins according to the Scriptures," meaning the Old Testament, "that he was buried, that he was raised on the third day according to the Scriptures, and that he appeared to Cephas, and then to the 12, Cephas, of course, being Peter." Why is this important? Well, because 1 Corinthians was written sometime in the mid-50s. And this is something both secular and Christians, theologians, agree on. It was written sometime between AD 53 and AD 55. So that puts Paul writing about Christ's death and resurrection 20 to 25 years after it happened. That would be the equivalent of me talking about Desert Storm and Norman Schwarzkopf. Could these theories about Christ rising from the dead after the third day have been mythologized in such a short period of time? Possibly, but I kind of doubt it. Whether you want to believe that or not is going to depend on whether you believe in Jesus Christ to begin with or not, and whether God has revealed himself to you. But I just thought I'd throw that out there real quick. It was a fascinating little detail that caught my attention, and I hadn't thought about before because I honestly didn't know the dating of 1 Corinthians. So yeah, there you go. An early date for the gospel, 20 to 25 years after the resurrection. Kind of puts a little bit of a kink in the mythology theory, which could have possibly come into play 70 to 100 years after Christ's resurrection. But given 1 Corinthians, I kind of doubt it. All right, you guys take care. God bless. Have a good evening.